We are here for another episode for the sexy side of menopause, and I'm dressed accordingly. The weather here is very warm, so this is the time to pull the hair up, put on your little halter tops, and show off that little sexy side of your menopause. So this is me today, and I'm also bringing in a phenomenal woman. I am not going to introduce her. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you. And then we're going to have a conversation about how we met and why we're where we are today. Okay, so ladies, the sexy side of menopause, we bring to you today Aruna. Aruna, thank you for being here.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much. Thank you so much for having me on Sexy Side of Menopause. Yay! I'm pumped. I am, I'm eager to talk to you.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about yourself. I know about you, but we want the ladies in the audience to get to know you better.
So I am a mom of two kids, 31 and 23, boy and a girl. And I am the CEO of two businesses that I built from the ground up that I'm very, very, very proud of. I'm a medical massage therapist and also a neuro-linguistic programmer, coach, and a clinical hypnotherapist who enjoys helping people see empowered with the tools I provide and how they implement in their life. So that's me.
Well, I met you at a very special location. We were in Paris, France for International Women's Day, and you and I both had speaking platforms that were throughout the weekend. And we actually ended up connecting there, and it was like immediately we were drawn to each other. And there were several other ladies that was in the group. And at the end, when we were all done with our event, we said we were going to get together, and we called ourselves the Sexy Sisters, and we're going to foster some type of event to bring all of these wonderful ladies together. And I remember a little bit about your story, and I was really taken aback by it because you look at a person in the space that you're in, you never really know what that journey was about. You see them in their glory and all of the beautiful aspects of life, but it always has something that gave you a grit, something that gave you the ability to lean into a situation and make it even better. So let's talk about some of the things that got you to the point where you're doing all these phenomenal things in business.
Thank you for asking. Yes, I am one of those people, one of those women who take the adversities that come along in our life and face it head on. And how can I use it to help myself move forward, and not only move myself forward, encourage others on the side, and if needed, put my hand around their shoulder if needed, or gently hold their hand if needed, whatever that is, to help them move forward or show the path, like, hey, this can be done. If I can do it, you can do it. So I was in third degree burns to 45% of my body when I was around age 22 or 23. And because the person I was married to was very physically, mentally, emotionally abusive. And I felt insignificant, devalued. So I felt like, what's the purpose? I felt like I did everything. At that age, I didn't have that much maturity that I have now. So I thought, what's the point? I've done everything to please this person and I don't seem to go anywhere. So I decided to end my life. And so that's the reason behind third degree burns to 45% of my body. And universe, God, whatever you want to call it, had other plans for me. So the universe was like, you are not going anywhere soon. So after being in the hospital for 27 days, it taught me so many life lessons. So when I came home, the psychiatrist gave me pain medicine to take.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
my dad, who was a cardiologist, said, do not take the pain medicine because he has seen people go down the path
mhm.
where it is not very positive. So
Yeah.
thank God I listened.
Mhm,
And was it easy? No, not at all. So I decided not to take the pain medicine. So there are two decisions I made, right? One, I decided to end my life, and here I am alive now. Two, I decided not to take pain medicine. So in the morning, my mom is taking care of me. At night, when I decide to put my head to the pillow, I could not
mhm,
sleep. I felt like thousand needles just pricking me through my skin because
mhm,
when before they do the skin grafts, they took skin from my lower leg and then they grafted it wherever it needed. So when they grafted it, what happens is before they graft it, they shave the hair off the skin. So when the
mhm,
new hair grows, it grows out of the old skin into the new skin. So that is why when the
mhm.
hair was growing through my old skin into my new
Mhm.
skin, it felt like thousand needles just pricking me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was horrible. And
Wow.
needless to say, and so I am just pacing the hall because sleep is so important, no matter
Yes.
what stage we are in, for our body to heal. And I could not sleep. So I have to find a way to calm my nervous system and sleep.
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
So that is when I decided, and or I should say, the better word is I found the inner resources that I already had in me. I was like, wow, literally, it was like magic for me. And yeah, just tapping into those resources, and I was able to instantly find a way to calm my nervous system down so I could
mhm.
sleep. So
Right.
yeah, that was in 95, and now we are in 2025.
Mhm, mhm,
So it has taught me so much, so many
mhm.
life lessons. I've met so many beautiful people and so many stages, so many more to come. And yeah, it's like I just follow what the universe is asking me to do and then believe in myself, tap into those inner resources, and then help people along as I walk. That's it.
Yeah. That is such a powerful story. I can feel that in my being and truly give you so much acknowledgement for that journey and also being able to use that experience to support other women, to encourage them, to show them the sexy side of menopause. Because when people go through things, it really shows you who you are. You either fold and succumb to, wherever life is at that moment, tap into some medications to numb yourself, which your father told you not to, or for me, the holistic path where you go inward and find the message, that voice that gives you the ability to move forward and heal yourself. There is a unique ability of our bodies to know what to do if we don't mask it with a lot of things that doesn't give it the ability to reset. So I talk about the sexy side of menopause because when I think about your story, and it's just still choking me up when I think about that journey, and I look at women who are going through menopause and they feel this is something so insurmountable. I can't get through it, and blah, 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 blah. And each woman's experience is different. But when we find the time, the space, and center ourselves and start asking our bodies, what do you need? why is this happening to me?
Yes.
Your body is in this space of transformation. And the things that you were doing up to a certain point, they have to fall away. And you have to step into some new aspects of who you're preparing yourself to be on this other side, which I call the sexy side of menopause. So I just hope women can take that message and understand, as dire as your life was at one point and you wanted to, like, you know what, I'm done with this, and keep moving through inner strength to be a woman that's doing all these phenomenal things. It's so inspiring. And if we can take that lesson for Aruna and just step into the sexy side of menopause, ladies, what can you accomplish? What can you do? What is waiting for you? What is the book that you need to write? What is the business you need to start? Where's the platform that you need to be on to talk about your life? What is it that is calling forth? And getting into the right community, that makes all the difference.
Absolutely. And I like when you said, what is the learning we can get? And that is important question to ask ourselves. What is the learning we can get? And then you also mentioned step out of that comfort zone and step into a new zone. Stepping out of comfort zone is not easy,
Yes.
as
Yes.
you know, right? It's scary, it's intimidating, it's like, oh my God, all the self-doubts, and it's okay. And to when you said, what can I learn from this? So this past weekend, I was helping my friend who's also a trainer, who's a coach. She was doing a retreat, so I was helping her, and we were sitting outside in the porch, and this bumblebee came. I don't know if you can see. Just
Okay.
it just stung
You
me.
got a little kiss from the bumblebee.
I guess. So when that happened, it stung and I could not focus. So I just eliminated myself from the group and I went inside the house and somebody came and put baking soda and water mixed with it and then
A little
rubbed it,
paste.
so that brought the intensity down. So I
Mm-hmm.
sat there when you said, what learning can we get? I literally sat there, focused on my breath, my internal resources, because it was stinging so bad.
Yeah.
And I just asked, like, what is the learning I need to get from this
Mm-hmm.
bee sting?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Literally, I asked, I'm not kidding. So
Yeah.
it is important for us. The reason why I'm saying that is we all have those internal resources, and
Mm-hmm.
it's easy to think about what can I learn from this when things are going well. When things are not going well,
Mm-hmm.
when the adrenaline is on a rush, it's like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, this is hurting, that is hurting, whatever that is happening, stressed out because this person
Mm-hmm.
said this, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Yeah.
when we have to go tune into our inner self and say, what do I need to learn from this? That's all
Yeah.
we need to ask, and the message will come. We have to be
Yes.
quiet. After we ask, we have to zip and just listen and
Mm-hmm.
then take the action, even if it is a one
A
step,
little bit.
quarter of a step,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Mm-hmm.
we can take that step. So when you said, what learning can we get? And then you said, step out of that comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
I it
Mm-hmm.
just I thought of that, so I thought I will share with your audience.
Well, there's definitely a message in that for the ladies. I am a big proponent of menopause being a gift for us in this stage. And it's because I've worked through the little baby steps along the way. I was a woman that was always a certain size. I was pretty active. I ate right, did all the things that I was supposed to do. And I found myself in a situation where I got on the scale and it's just like, where'd these numbers come from on the scale? This is not working for me. But I'm wrecking my brain trying to figure out what's wrong, what's happening here. And went through a myriad of different things, saw the doctor, talked to people, and then just got to a point where it's just like none of that seemed to be the answers for me. And I literally had to just sit with myself and just reflect and like, what is going on? And over a period of time, little by little, I came across the answers, but I also was proactive. I
Mhm.
started doing some research. I actually ended up working with a doctor on a program for hormone. And that's when I realized specifically what was happening to me.
Mm.
So it's like if I didn't take those baby steps, if I didn't get quiet to try to find the answers, I would probably be a person that would be totally different from who I am today. And one of the things that downloaded to me was these images of the way I grew up as a child, remembering spending time with my grandmothers and my other elders in the family who went to nature for answers. There was
Mm.
always tinctures around. There was some type of herbs. There was always something. They were not in the doctor's office with prescriptions. And that's when it occurred to me, oh, I'm on a holistic journey right now.
Mhm.
And when I started making these changes to my food that I was eating, that was a big key. So I wasn't eating anything differently, but my body wasn't able to process the foods that I was eating the way it did when I was younger.
Mhm.
The foods that we need as we make our way through this menopause journey is all about nutrition.
Mhm.
And if you're not giving her these foods, your hormonal imbalance just get worse and worse because your body's processing chemicals for the most part. The foods that we eat now is laced with GMOs, so many pesticides, things that don't serve us in our bodies. We're in this space where our bodies are asking us to slow down a little bit so we're not as active to burn off a lot of these things. So
Mhm.
it's a process. So if you understand that menopause is a shift, find out what she is asking of you and start working through that shift. In that process, you will get so much enlightenment, so much wisdom will come through. This is a space where we step into the wise woman's role. And you can't do that with a lot of noise around. You absolutely cannot. So have you found that this is something that you can reflect on your journey?
Absolutely. When you said when you were young, you were able to eat certain foods and able to metabolize all of that. But as we get older, everybody's body is a little different, right? Every
Right,
woman's body is a little different.
right.
Some people start menopause a little early, and some
Mhm.
people, it starts a little late. It does not
Right,
matter,
right,
it's the first thing is we have to, once we accept ourselves as who we are,
right.
regardless of color, regardless of weight, regardless of whatever,
Yes.
just accepting like, okay, this is my body. And
Mhm.
based on where you're from, how your genes, all of that plays a role, right?
Right.
And so for me, um I noticed the periods, kind of, what did I notice? Okay, so the periods were getting longer,
Mhm.
and then all of a sudden it's
Irregular.
getting
Mhm.
shorter.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay. Then I asked my mom, and she's like, yes, this is just perimenopause. And I'm like, what? Seriously? And for me, it was like late 40s it started.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, okay, this is what is going on. And then the hot flashes,
Mhm.
right? And then I decided to go into, what do you call that? Hormone replacement
HRT?
pellets.
Oh, the pellets. Okay.
So, well, I didn't know. So I thought that is going to help me. And once I did that, so the reason why I'm saying this is I was very in tune with my body.
Mhm.
When things don't go the way it is supposed to, I was like, okay, this is not me. I'm very regular and very
Mhm.
disciplined, and I
Mhm.
know how my body works
Yeah.
when I eat certain food or when I do certain things. So there were some signs that I noticed where like, this is not me. What's wrong? So immediately I paused and I asked people around, and they were like, yes, you should not have all these symptoms. And okay, so I experienced like breast tenderness, and yeah, the blouses were getting tighter, and I'm like, okay, what is wrong here? This I was not experiencing before, right? And
Yeah.
it's important for us when you said get in tune, get quiet, tune into your inner self, and listen to what your
Yeah.
body is saying. Absolutely
Mhm.
true.
Mhm.
So I listened and
Mhm.
then I reached out to a couple of other naturopaths and asked, hey, this is what I'm going through. Do you have suggestions? And they were like, yes, the only thing that you can experience when you are going through menopause is you won't get pregnant and the periods will not be there. Other than that, the hot flashes, the this, that is not side effects. The only side effect is,
Mhm.
you are not getting periods and you won't get pregnant, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Mhm.
again, for me, yes, okay, I understand. So then I took the path to rectify why my blouses were getting tighter, the breast
Mhm.
tenderness, all of that. And
Mhm. Mhm.
thank God, because I was in tune with myself, I rectified it at the very earlier stage because there were some women I talked to,
Mhm.
they said they kept on taking the hormone replacement, whatever procedure that was, and it led them to experiencing cancer. Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm very fortunate that I rectified it at the very beginning. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, the moral of the story is we have to be in tune with our body and see what our body accepts,
Mhm.
what our body rejects, what our body is
Mhm.
telling us, and honor
Right.
it and,
Right.
take the necessary steps, even if it is a baby step towards the progress, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Yeah.
no step is imperfect. Every step is perfect
Mhm.
based on our own
Mhm.
body and genes and culture and whatever. So I
Right.
totally agree with you.
Absolutely. I was thinking about what you were saying, and what came to me for the women who are not really on that full throw of menopause. So, to clarify, menopause is once you've gone that 365 days without the cycle, then you're a menopausal woman. The
Mhm.
menopause journey is like two-thirds of your life, basically. And the perimenopause phase is that period before, which can run roughly 15 years, but it's different from woman to woman. There are some women who go through this journey and they don't have any symptoms at all. They're like, I don't know what everybody's talking about with this menopause. And then you might find someone that says, you know what, everything that's on the list of symptoms, I have that. So just understand you want to be able to be in community and have conversations with women, but also understand that there's not a identifiable thing that you know you're going to go through and this is menopause for you. It's different. One of the things that I had shared on a summit that I used to do was there was a woman who was one of the speakers, and she was a household of 5 women. And they would talk about the menopause experience, and each woman's experience was different. One woman had so many symptoms, she needed to have some medication to help her through. The mother had a hysterectomy, which threw her into menopause early. Then there was one sister that didn't have any symptoms whatsoever. So in a household of all women of the same genetics, they each had their own experience. So you have to be able to listen to your body. And one of the things I encourage women to do is like when you start noticing changes in your body, start documenting those because the journey of menopause is so long. So when you go into a doctor office or see a practitioner, you can come with some sound, concrete information and be knowledgeable about a conversation and not be in a situation where you're giving your power away and just accepting whatever is handed to you in a pharmaceutical form.
Mhm.
Because understanding these pharmaceuticals, they have side effects. Aruna just talked about hers. I didn't have any side effects that I could talk about because I didn't go with HRT. I just
Mhm.
went through this journey of my body changing, and as she was changing, like, okay, let me shift this, let me change this, let's take this out the diet, let me add this into the diet. And over time, my weight stabilized out. I'm good. I'm a woman that loves this phase of who I am postmenopausal. And for the women that are on this journey and maybe it's a little difficult, just know it doesn't stay like that. It's just a shift in these hormones and they start to stable out, but you have to make some shifts and changes. The image that comes to mind for me is the butterfly. Before that butterfly comes through, there's a transformation where they are inside this chrysalis, where it is liquefying. So not that our bodies are exactly like that, but if you think about that process, your body is going through this transformation and you're going to come out a different woman. Whether it's better or not, it's up to you. Some people go through experiences and they lean into the negativity. I'm the woman that I know there's something so phenomenal about this phase, and I've experienced it, and I want to share it with women and encourage them. I would say that the menopause phase was a gift for several reasons. One, I'm not in this machine of the DC. I worked there for many, many years, and I was always on, and I was just getting burnt out and exhausted, but there was never an off switch. It just kept going.
Mm.
The second aspect was I was not taking care of myself the way I should have. I
Mm-hmm.
had some things that I was doing, but it just wasn't enough for all the stress that I was dealing with. The other aspect is like once you get to this point where you can retire, that takes a lot of that stress off your plate because you're not in these environments where you're on and burning out your adrenals. The other aspect of it is you get to slow down, you get to be present. And that is where you get to have these insights that help you on this journey. And you get these messages about things that you need to check into, or things you need to start doing, or places you need to go. I took a whole year off to travel. I was in Paris for 2 months almost. That's how I met you. It opened up a different world. All of the women that I met in Paris and in France, because I traveled throughout France, these are things that I couldn't have done while I'm on this 60, 70-hour work week grind. Life slows down and it opens up for you to lean into some of these things that are waiting for you to step into. So
Yeah,
let's talk about how we met. Let's talk
definitely.
about how we met because this was a global event. And I think it was like 6 or 8 of us that actually ended up coming together. And each of us had a different topic that we were speaking on. Of course, mine was on menopause, the sexy side of menopause. And then you had your topic. But it's like each one of us had a gift. And we showed up in that space to talk about something that we were gifted to give the world. And I think the speakers ended up being published in some French magazine, isn't that right?
Yep.
French journal or something?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, because when you said all these 6 women showed up, we showed up authentically. We were ready to take that mask off and we were just true to ourselves. And I saw that. We were not worried about like, oh, what will this person think? No, we were just being ourselves. And that's the reason why we attracted each other into that space. This was the first time I ever met you all, right? And it didn't feel like that. It felt like I've seen
yeah,
you all before, and it's like, oh, it's like a get together. And I was like, wow, it was pretty amazing. Um, Authenticity matters because we have this one life, and why do we want to be copying somebody else,
right.
right? And I don't think the world can handle 2 Arunas. So one Aruna is sufficient. It's good to be authentic, and that way we can speak with respect and with alignment and provide what our gifts are to others, and so others can experience it and let our inner light shine rather than
Mhm.
dimming it like, oh yeah, let me wear this mask because Beverly might not, like that version. And I cannot wear masks for everybody. Instead, I can just
Mhm.
let that down and just be
Yeah.
myself, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, all those, audience of yours listening, give yourself permission to be authentic
Yes.
and let your inner light shine. You
Mhm.
never know how your light is going to impact somebody,
Yes.
just a tiny
Mhm.
bit of light in a corner, and they might see like, wow, look at Beverly, she's doing this, she's traveling France, she took off entire 2 months, and people get inspired,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And they take
Yes.
inspired aligned action. So I feel like we all should be authentic. And I'm so glad that we met there, and the space that was provided by the
Mhm.
I don't want to say it's not IBCP, it is
Yeah.
what is it?
Like an international speakers platform.
Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I'm very, very, very grateful for that because connected with so many individuals from all different age groups,
Yes.
from 70 plus. There were some women, oh my goodness, the energy they presented in the room were like out of the world energy.
Yes.
And then there were some youngsters, and then there were some students coming from universities. It was just all in all positive energy.
Yes. Yes. One of the things that is so important for us to do is to get into a community of women, and you can actually experience new perspectives on life. You can get insights on something that can spark something within you. I heard the phrase very young. It's like exposure is everything. And there was a person that I coached under said, pay for access to the room. And what that means is invest in yourself. Go to these places where people inspire you. Get into spaces where women are uplifting one another, sharing their stories. And one of the things that came out of all of the women coming together was a portion of us had the vision like, we need to do an event where we can bring women together and inspire them, to help them on the journey, to support them in the healing process, to give them that accountability to move into the next phase of their lives. So I know you have something special that's coming up. I have something special that's coming up. We're working on something for us in the next year. So let's talk about the importance of community and what you're doing to support women there.
Yes, thank you for asking. um, I still remember when we had that conversation, you were sharing, like, hey, we should do an event. And immediately I said, oh, yes, Beverly, this is what I'm thinking, and I was thinking of creating a retreat. And immediately I remember you saying, yes, that'll be nice. I was thinking of that too. And we should do one together. And we were sitting there brainstorming, and and the other women were like, yes, this would be a nice budget. And we were thinking about where to host. And we were sitting there literally brainstorming, on the table of that hotel.
Yes.
You never know when the like-minded women come together and sit there
Mhm.
and talk, magic happens. And that's what I call masterminding. So
Yes.
yes, and so I am actually hosting a retreat on September 25, 26, and 27 of this year by Lake Cumberland. I am renting a home that can host up to 14 women. I am specifically attracting only 7 to 11 women. And if
Mhm.
they choose to bring a friend and share the bed with the fellow elite women leader, they are welcome to. There is
Mhm.
discounted price, if they're bringing a friend. And if they want
Mm.
to have the entire bed to themselves, they can do that as well.
Mhm.
But I am intentionally keeping it for 7 to 11 women, and they are
Mhm.
going to have time to network. They're going to have
Mhm.
time to mastermind with
Mhm.
some wonderful people from around the world. And then I am also giving them an opportunity to experience group hypnotherapy and set goals and reflect, do yoga, and
Mhm.
manifest with sacred geometry and so much more. So much more. Private
Mhm.
chef is going to be there,
Mhm.
and it's just going to be such a beautiful transformational experience. Like you said, the
Mhm.
caterpillar that is in the cocoon and coming out of the cocoon and beautiful butterfly, that
Yes.
is how we all have that butterfly within us. For some reason,
Yes.
we doubt ourselves and put ourselves into the cocoon like, oh my God, I'm not moving. And what am I doing? And I'm not growing. But sometimes taking rest. So this
Mhm.
retreat I'm hosting is like
Yes.
rest,
Yes.
rejuvenate,
Yes.
relax, release whatever is not needed, to let go,
Mhm.
realign your beautiful self. So the caterpillar can rest, rejuvenate, and come out
Mhm.
as a
Mhm.
beautiful butterfly,
Yeah.
transform.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just
Yes.
2.5 days of just pure authentic self, and
Yeah.
just bring yourself. And if that is something you're in alignment with, reach out to me. I'm sure Beverly will give more information.
Mhm.
And
Yes.
me and Beverly are planning this other retreat that is going to be out of United States in Bali. So I am putting it out there, all the aligned souls and beautiful leaders out
Yes.
there. This is an invitation for
Yes.
you.
Yes. Yes.
It's our heartfelt invitation. Elite women leaders who can come there and just be authentically present to
Yes.
mastermind, grow
Yes.
each other up, lift each other up while
Yes.
you are transforming yourself. That's what we are both aligned with. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's going to be in 2026 for sure. So yeah, if you're in alignment with that, and reach out to me or Beverly, and we'll give you more information.
Absolutely. I have goosebumps because that's the power of being in community and being supported by women who are stepping outside of their comfort zone. I was thinking about the timeline. This has only been a few months ago that we met, and
In
now we
March,
have,
March
we,
8th of 2025, and now it is July 29.
yeah, so that's like 3 or 4 months.
That's it. April, May, June, July. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So look how quickly you can implement something when you are in a circle with women who see the vision for you, who can support you, who can connect you with other women. But you have to be able to have the ability to get outside of where you are and step into a new place. And that's the thing about retreats I love. I have been a proponent of retreats all of my life. I grew up in a household where we were sent off to children's camps when we were really young. And then when I became a young adult, there was these business retreats. And then when I got older, I went to these healthy retreats. And they always have me to do some work independently, and I leave there with something new that's birthed in me. I'm not that same person that walked in that door. And I encourage you, ladies, if you've never done a retreat before, I encourage you wholeheartedly to look into Aruna's retreat. I'm going to have all the information provided, and also be thinking about, like, have you traveled out of the country? Have you gone to a place that was total zen, that you were pampered and you were able to heal? We're working on that for you. So again, ladies, check out Aruna's event. It's so special. I'm so grateful to be in community with you, Aruna, and be a part of this event. I am just absolutely in love with the work that you do and all of the process of healing you've gone through personally, because you cannot help somebody unless you've been able to work through that for yourself. So, women, this is for you. Aruna, I want to close out with the story of us frolicking through Paris at midnight. Let's close out with that. Give the ladies something super inspiring to do. And what happens when you get together?
No, you go ahead. I want to hear your story.
I remember we talked about it together, and it was really spontaneous because I've been to Paris about 4 or 5 times, and I don't think you had a chance to get around Paris as much as I had. And a couple of the other ladies, we were having this conversation. It's like, have you seen the tower sparkle, the Eiffel Tower sparkle? And I don't think you had seen it. And it's like, well, it happens on the hour for 5 or 6 hours in the evening. And we had finished our event for the night and we had dinner, and it was getting late, like around 10, 10:30, 11, something like that. It was really late. And we decided, you know what? Let's make it happen. I think you were flying out the next day or two, but you had to speak. And then, so that was like the only window of time that we had to do this. And we rallied together. We were like, okay, we need to get a way to get around. So we ended up getting one of the chauffeurs for the hotel because they had like a larger van type transport. So we got that together. This gentleman had some ideas of places that we can travel around. And you got to think it's late at night. And I think it's on a weekend. I don't really remember
Yes.
what night it was, but so there's traffic, but we're going to make it happen. So we made our way out and we got to the Eiffel Tower and all of that traffic, because I think it was about 45 minutes away or so.
And
We made it
at the stroke of 12, we stepped out of the cab.
at the stroke of midnight and we saw the sparkling of the Eiffel Tower.
It's
Perfect
special.
timing.
Yes.
And we actually have recordings of it on our respective pages. But that's what can happen when you're in a community of women with possibilities. We could have said, oh, no, I'm sorry. You want to get a chance to see it this time. You have to see it the next time you came. And we're like, no, no, no. We're going to make this happen. And not only did we get a chance to see the Eiffel Tower sparkling, we were able to see so many other, I think we were able to see the panoramic view of the city. We got really high up next to one of the churches, Montmartre, I think it's called. And then
Yes.
we were able to go to the Arc de Triomphe. And there were
Yes.
several other places we hit, like drive through, stop, take pictures, enjoy the moment. And then I think we ended up doing a little dance together.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I mean, because we were determined in alignment, we were in alignment with each other and we supported each other's dreams. And oh my God, it's just magic. That's what happens
Yes, yes,
when you surround yourself with this group of women who are aligned with their thought process and who are nurturing, who are
yes,
bonding. It's just a close knit of people,
yeah.
and that's what my intention is. And I just had an open mind, and here I am. I met with Beverly, and 4 months later, we are having this conversation. And so, whoever is thinking about it or not sure, you will love it. Tap into enlighten, embody, empower.com. And I'm sure Beverly will give more information on her page. Um, it's just magic when you surround yourself with authentic women
Yeah.
who support, truly, truly want to support, and who are willing to support and uplift as they grow.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
that is who
Yeah.
Beverly is, her
Yeah.
true heart is, and that's who I am. That's the reason why we both connected, and that's why we are offering this invitation to you. And yeah, she's going to be one of the speakers, because I truly believe that we all have the potential and the space to grow. And help each other grow. So
Yes.
yeah, I just love Beverly and all that she does.
Oh, I love you too, my dear. It's been such a pleasure to have you here. We don't have too much time to put everything in place, but get to the website, put your information in about your interest of registration. I think she has several different packages. There's something that would definitely work for you. And it's not that far away if you're in the United States. But also be thinking, if you don't have a passport, start
Yes.
working on that because the next one will be
Yep.
out of the country.
Yes, yes. And if you have the passport, make sure, how look at the passport and see, how long it is valid. So if it is coming up to the point where you have to renew it, keep it ready because 2026 we will be there.
Absolutely. Well, again, Aruna, thank you so much for speaking to the ladies about your experience and the event that's coming up and just being a amazing woman of purpose and intention and impact. Thank you so much.
You are very
All right,
welcome. It takes one to
ladies.
know one.
Thank you. Well, ladies, that concludes this episode of The Sexy Side of Menopause. I appreciate you being here. I encourage you to like, share, and subscribe. Again, I'm Beverly, your host of Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching, where I help women just like you break through the stigma of menopause and lean into a fabulous, confident, and sexy new vision of themselves through a holistic journey. So we are here, The Sexy Side of Menopause. See you next time, ladies. Thank you, Aruna.